Go ahead, molly right there. Bam, flash like this. Anyone who's in the open is cooked. You don't want to be all the way in A main as an initiator. This is a big no-no. When you jiggle peek and stun whoever's pushed through. If they push through, they landed their stun, they're gonna try to hide there. Free kill. Once the enemy passes through the second choke point, you attack them again. I'm gonna smoke here. Okay. And I'm gonna flash right here. Okay. And we're gonna fight in this space. Oh, that sounds brilliant. And it is brilliant. If you can safely get into these positions, you're making progress. Hello everyone. This video is specifically dedicated to my initiator mains. In this video I talk about how to understand the new Breeze map on a more deeper and complex level. What are the most important spaces that you as an initiator should be taking, and how to do that with every single character. However, if you're not an initiator main, there are still some useful things you can understand. How do your friends work? How should I coordinate with my initiator friends in my ranked games so that we're on the same level? My name's Happy and I've just passed all of my university exams. So you know that this thing that's on this neck has some real value. Now, in Valorant terms, I make a lot of what the fuck? I am an Immortal 2 player, a long-term coach, and my goal with these videos is to make sure that ranked games are a little bit more nicer for you. You can understand the game a little bit more deeper. And the vibe that I was going for with this video is that you can just put it on the background, you know, just your family's eating dinner, there's Happy talking about how to take Breeze B main with an initiator, how to coordinate with your duelist. Maybe you're in a church, right? And instead of listening to the hallelujahs, Nah, you gotta listen to your hallelujahs in the church. Maybe you're hanging out with your friends, right? And you're like, oh, let's put some background shit. This would be the perfect stuff for you. Okay, let's get into the video. And one more thing coming from Happy from the future universe. Like the video and subscribe so that more people can see the video and more people can be better. And then you have better teammates and you have better experience. And life's great. You know, in my humble opinion, initiators require the smartest brains on the team. Let me explain why. Unlike a controller, a sentinel, or duelist, all of their jobs seem kind of clear. When you have an initiator, it requires this precise landing of your abilities, precise coordination with your duelist. You can find an opportunity on every single corner to take advantage of the stumbled enemies. Not everybody can do that. And today we're going to talk about what to do with Initiator on the new Breeze. What is the most important space that you are required to take? Where should you flash? Where should you drone? Where should you throw a molly, after shock, and stuff like that? What is your role? And what is your job? So let's begin with the newest changes on A main. As you can see, this box, very funny box. This box stops the defenders from getting an early peek with an operator if you know how to use it. Now, this is actually the initiator's first job. Your first job is to make sure that there isn't a wide chamber, Yoru, chilling in the spot, or a crouched up operator holding you just like so. Let's see, how can we clear the space with KO? Pull out the knife, we pop it up there. To make it harder for enemies to break, you can pop it up there. You get the point, however. Now, a quick side effect for your KO mains. A little bit geeked out, I'm gonna show you quickly. When you throw this, there could be a guy crouching and you just miss. So make sure that it's not too far away, you know, somewhere in the middle. It's just fine. Now that you've taken care of this nice little square, see what I did there? Did you like it? Comment down below if you like it and you want to hear more of this stupid, silly, little, goofy stuff. It's time for you to take 2 more spots, 2.5 if you will. 1, 2, 3. If you are a recon character, it's actually very self-explanatory. Just do a little bit of this stuff and do a little bit of this stuff. Bam. You get a lot of information, you know where the enemy's at, and you can use the rest of your util just supporting the team. You've done your job. If you're running someone like a Gecko, however, things get a little bit more difficult. Now, you do not have enough utility to clear out all 3 of the spaces, so you kind of have to choose. Me as a coach will obviously give you the best optimal way to clear out these corners if you have only 1 molly. Let's say you're a breach, you're a brimstone, you have to choose. The most often position that enemies will play is this exact corner. The second most often position is this exact corner. This comes only if you have extra utility. The way you clear this corner, so you push out from the left side, you molly to the right side. And now if you've done these 2 things correctly, you will have cleared a little bit of the space. You have to understand that pro players are actually doing the exact same things, just a little bit faster, just almost all at once. So they're doing the exact same clearing of the most important corners, just a little bit faster. So now look at this drawing that I made. You've cleared the 3 corners, and it's time for you to move on to the side. If you watch the controller video, you will see that controllers will throw down smokes like this if you're rushing down 5A main. Initiator's job becomes to prevent enemies from peeking here, or to flush them out from here, and prevent enemies from doing any stupid, goofy stuff here. Since we're on Gecko, we can do that by throwing down a flash that prevents this guy from peeking and this guy from peeking through a smoke. But happy, how would I do it if I'm playing Dejo? Very simple. You will have a stun, or you will have a stun. Congratulations, you have a sight. Let's move on to scenario number 2. Scenario number 2, you are splitting the site, meaning that this time you will have 1 smoke here potentially, or 1 smoke here and 1 smoke here. This one is going to be guaranteed. These ones are potential smokes. If you are the initiator who's pushing down with the group on middle, your job is going to be to clear out middle, this right side, and then whatever you can regarding this position. Here's how it would look like.
All missiles away. Grenade is live.
Super general. And remember when I said at the beginning of the video that initiators have to adapt and they have to look at the tiny opportunities that they can take care of. Remember the smoke. As an initiator, you can do some stuff, let me tell you. So when you're executing, there's gonna be these 2 smokes if you're going 5A main, or there's gonna be these 2 smokes, or this 1 smoke when you're going split on A. Well, with most initiators, you can actually punish anyone who's walking into that smoke. You're gonna do that by flashing in, shock darting, or droning into the smoke, or straight up shocking and stunning the enemy, guaranteeing that you kill them. So do what they say, use and abuse. The smokes, as an initiator, will very often be your friend that you can push in. See if you can get a free kill inside. Let's move on to B. This is B. The standard smokes for your controller will be like this. You have to watch the video to know exactly how to throw them, because there are a lot of mistakes on this side and on the other side of the map. So I recommend watching the controller video as well if you have not. But yeah, there's going to be either this smoke or you will have a smoke that looks like this, a single one. And I want to teach you how to play for both. There will also be splitting down the middle lane, which we'll talk about later. First, let's talk about the standard scenario when you're going to be having these two smokes and you're going to try to take this space while rushing 5 B main. So what positions is it your job to clear as an initiator? Of course, the best way to clear positions is while the enemies still don't know about you and they still have not smoked you off. It is still your job to clear the correct positions by coordinating with your duelist to ensure the best results. One of the main things that you have to worry about is a random guy pushing here very quickly. It's always jets, man. It's always jets. They're looking for that inch. You give them an inch, they take a mile, right? You have to deny this early push. You can do that very simply by throwing a flash, but they will never expect it. It's amazing. Now it would be delightful if you cleaned out this right side. We're going to be using an aftershock to do that. You can do that by dogging through the most important squares, seeing where enemies are chilling. And now that your team is aware that there's no one in this cubby, as an initiator, I recommend giving some type of a initiating ability, obviously, like a flash. And once you do that, throw down everything you have amongst this square right here. You pop a flash and then you just throw down everything you have onto the left side. The most optimal spot for a flash, if you're going to throw one, is somewhere high along this left side wall. If you throw a high flash somewhere here, this enemy is going to be forced to go back. This guy is going to be forced to go back. This guy is going to be forced to go back. If there's someone still playing here, he's going to get blinded. If someone's going to peek through the smoke, he's going to get blinded. And these are my reasons why. Now let's see how would the whole sequence look like if you were a KO player. We revealed this. If there's a jet, he cannot get away anymore. You try to clear out the right side corner. If you want a specific way on how to exactly clear out the right side corner without leaving any gaps in the position, you're gonna have to check out entryschool.com courses. So after you clear out the right side, you're gonna want to throw a high flash to the left side, and anything you still have left, you throw down towards the left side, inside this square. Rectangle. You're probably wondering, oh, I want to split this side because Happy said the last time that now actually taking middle is going to be good for attackers. And he's right. And you know he's right. If you're splitting and your initiator is going B main, meaning here, your utility will still look the same. But let's talk about how would your utility look like if the initiator is going towards the right side of the breezy map, meaning through middle. So first of all, we have to make sure that there's no early aggression going here, because very often Reynas like to push in, and Fade is the perfect character to do that. Once we do that, we are faced with a double-edged problem, and that problem is your team not smoking heaven. That's one side of the problem. The second side of the problem, just gonna mark that we have deleted this and acquired this rectangle. The second part of the problem is enemies who are gonna be playing here. we're gonna be challenging you more. They're gonna keep on challenging you. And if you do not have this heaven smoke, if you do not have this heaven smoke, things are gonna be actually quite hard. That's what she said. Now, how do we diffuse the situation? Make fingers a little bit more softing. You know what I'm saying? Happy you're going crazy. I know. Just give me a second. Let's take a situation where we don't have the heaven smoke. If we don't have a heaven smoke, we have to make things go fast. We have to make sure that there's nothing on heaven. Ideally, you're gonna do that with an eye if you are bait, because that clears out both corners with one single utility. Once you do that, you gotta go very quickly. You gotta send in that dog. It can actually go on its own if you send it across the wall, which is very, very practical. And you have to get into this position as soon as possible. But do not stand in this position for too long, because the guy who is gonna be heaven, he's gonna wanna fight. Let me tell you, he's gonna be like, oh, it's my time now. So you have to make your move fast. If there is a smoke heaven, you have a similar situation, but now this heaven side requires slightly less utility to acquire. Take your main idea for this heaven guy is to hold him off until you fight this guy alone and get into this position, this safe position where you can make more progress. If there's a, imagine this, you throw down a molly and you're like, okay, let's go fight this guy. Surprise, surprise, there's a KO on the other side who's going to flash you, and this molly doesn't do anything for him. Now, if there was a smoke here, one molly is enough to stop him, because him flashing out is not a possibility anymore, and it's way too risky. And with the smoke, your teammates can actually get wider, take a better angle. So now that you understand why the smoke is actually quite important, you can make your way down the middle area, and as I said, do not stand in it for too long. Now that you have made your way down the middle area, you've deleted the enemies, good for you, and you're ready to take more space. When you are in this middle area, ready to execute, one blood, right? You have to coordinate once again with what the hell your team is doing down the B main aisle. You have to see how much space have they taken. Have they cleared out this cubby? Are they already in this position? Are they looking around this pillar, right? You have to monitor what space have your friends taken. Depending on how far they are, will depend on where do you throw down your last pieces of utility. If you want to talk about the most dangerous spaces, it's going to be someone hiding behind this pillar while your team is not watching them, or if your team is smoked and they haven't even started to execute. One dangerous spot right here, one dangerous spot right here, and one dangerous spot right here. There is actually one more creative way, and it's to jump on top of these boxes and hold you with an off angle from here. Ideally, your best bet is to go from this middle area down to here where you have cover. That is if your team has not even started to go from B main at all. This is to ensure you have some type of a cover and you cannot get one flashed and everyone's cooked like chickens. Once you get into the position, things are actually not that bad. You can jump spot, see if there's anyone there. You can then fight this guy pretty confidently, because now he has to choose, like, does he fight these guys? Does he fight these guys? Does he fight these guys? You know, it's gonna be very scary for him. If you don't rush, eventually he's going to lose all of the advantage and vanish. There are two mollies I would suggest you throwing if you have any, or if you have a breach aftershock. Similar idea to a molly. There's one and there's two. most important spaces that your molly would go to. And if you are a recon character, throwing down your recons amongst this wall is going to be ideal. So if you have like a dart, push it right there. It spots this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. A little bit of the cubby as well. Same idea for Fade. So there you go. I'm not gonna show you like how to take the rest of the position, how to take the rest of this guy still hiding, this guy still hiding, because as an initiator who's going middle, you will probably not have any initiating utility left. So once you get into this safe spot, go ahead and make your move. This smoke is going to drop very soon, so you can jump spot this area, then you can fight. And just do your thing, man. Just do your thing. There is actually one more thing you can do. Once you jump spot this, and you clear out this, you can push down deep. Yeah. And you can flash inside the smoke, and then through a smoke, punish someone going here, if things are not going very well on the B side. Alright, now we're gonna move on to post plants. What are the big tricks for post plants, you may ask? Well, number one, any flash character. We're gonna jump right into it. Any flash character. Flash through this little choke point. See if anyone's rotating down there. Similar idea. Flashing like this to see if anyone is stuck or while trying to retake right here is also a good idea. If you're stuck in here, this is also a really good pop flash that you can throw with KO, Breach, Sky, as you just saw. If you are an initiator who has a Molotov, big area denial type of character, always consider throwing it in this area right here. You can do that from here, you can do that from here, you can do that from here, you can do that from this exact position. This Molotov flushes out enemies and forces them to retake or push into the open faster than they are ready to do so. If you couple this Molotov with like a flash or something like that, you will have a great time getting your free eliminations. That's my job. That's my job, to give you free eliminations, free rank up, free aura from your friends. Recon utility, as usual, will be thrown above the retaking tunnels, which is something like this or something like that. It lets you spam through the tunnels or know exactly who you're fighting against. And if you have area denial characters like Tejo bombs, Breach stun, you will want to focus on this zone right here. Fade Seas also has a similar characteristics of an area denial. Look at this nice stun that you can throw, which helps you eliminate every single enemy who's trying to retake. If we scoot over to post plant A site, now of course we have to think like, are we post planting the whole site? In my context, the whole site would be all of this and a little bit of middle, or are we only doing half of it? Half site would be like this. If you have full site, then once again you have very similar ideas. Your most frequent used spots will be a little bit safe, but also kind of aggressive. You don't want to be all the way in A main as an initiator. This is a big no-no. You also don't want to be going in too aggressively. Try to stay somewhere in the middle, like here, 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 here. The reason for that is so that you could pull out your utility and, in case, obviously, run away. You can flash this, similar idea, just like on the other side. You can combo, try to find some enemies who are stuck, but your main priority is going to be fighting enemies who have just pushed out of these choke points, meaning in this area. If you can wait until one of the guy pushes out from this choke point and then do a big area denial, big flash, or a big reveal, you have successfully defended your post plants. Here's how it might look like. You pull that baby boy all the way back. Perhaps you're waiting in the middle area. You can raise your drone all the way on top of them and shoot them from the top. Once you do that, grab your darts, start doing some weird ass damage. So yeah, these two choke points are gonna be your first defending line. Usually, hopefully, your controller will smoke this one way. If he does and defenders try to retake while this smoke is up, you're in a really good position, because then they will not see from the bottom as well, they will not see from the top. You don't have to worry about that. When that happens, any of the enemies will be screwed, because look how easy it is all of a sudden to punish anyone who's in this open space plus this little corner right here. If you don't have the full sight, that means that you're not going to be defending the first choke points line. You're going to be defending the second choke point line, and that is these choke point lines right here. So you have the first choke point lines, and these are the second choke point lines. Meaning that once the enemy passes through the second choke point, you attack them again. You can attack them from this position, 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 all the way from B main, actually. How would that look like? If you were playing someone like Dijo, drop these two bombs, right? As soon as they pass through the wall, which is right here. And then you jiggle peek and stun whoever's pushed through. If they push through, they landed your stun, they're gonna try to hide there. Bam, free kill. Playing someone like a breach, you wait for them to pass through the second line of defense. Bam, stun. Bam, aftershock. Bam, flash. Hook him up. Playing something like KO. Bam, you random molly. Bam, flash. Destroy. You can also throw very dangerous flashes from this position if you're a KO main. Look at that, that is scary, that is scary. What you want to do is probably go ahead, molly right there. Bam, flash like this. Anyone who's in the open is cooked. If anyone's stuck in this corner flashed, your teammates here or here can take care of them. This position also works very well. You just have to know how to use it. You can hold until someone pushes through. Make sure they're taken care of. And now finally, in case all of this doesn't work, I know I said optimally, if you're an initiator, you should be standing somewhere in the middle. Don't go too far and don't go too far back. But at some point, you're only gonna have a piece of the site, meaning that enemies will have passed the third line. If all you have is this little A main spot, then you wait for the enemies to push through it, and then you have your last attempt at stopping the enemies from defusing. At this point, all of your mollies will go on the spike. A recon ability is going to be pretty irrelevant because the enemies can see exactly where it's flying from. So what you're left with is just flashes, and try to make your best out of the situation and push for the final attempt at stopping the enemies from defusing the spike. Now for the defense side, usually you want to coordinate with your controllers. That's why I said it. Initiators need to be smart. They need to be talk. They need to be talk. Right, because if you're defending with a controller, you can set up weird strategies like, I'm gonna smoke here, okay, and then I'm gonna flash right here, okay, and we're gonna fight in this space. Oh, that sounds brilliant, and it is brilliant, but you don't have the smoke most of the time. So what do you do when you do not have any friends who can play controller for you? In that case, you can delay. Back in the day, I used to think, why are people stunning or flashing or doing stuff like that if they're not gonna fight the enemies on the other side of the smoke. And now I figured it out. You delay the enemies, you preserve the space until your teammates rotate, who can do stuff like a duelist, like a controller. Initiator is great, a great character, very versatile. Sadly, if an initiator wants to fight 5 people on his own, he cannot really have a chance. Until your friends come in, just try to delay as much as possible with your utility. The same works on B side as well, because what could you do as a breach on defense, right? It's hardly anything. Maybe you can stand here, wait for them to hop into your big line, and then you can stun. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing, maybe you flash, you catch someone off guard. But that's pretty much it. If they don't make a mistake, if they don't go into the open, if they push you from here, you're kind of a weakling. So, if you know that enemies are coming, immediately start delaying. Start delaying. And in those 10 seconds that your enemies will come, now you're ready to fight. You don't have any utility left anyways. And life is good. You have friends. However, remember what I told you before. Coordinate with your controller. Let's put up some smokes. These are going to be the enemy smokes. And then you're going to have some smokes on your own, which your teammate will drop if you have a teammate. Right here. And the second smoke could be like right here. Right? Then you decide, you know what? You know what? We're going to fight. If they're going to push in, we're going to fight because our retakes suck. So you wait for the 2 smokes to land, you drop an aftershock right here, your teammate drops like a clove bubble right here, you drop a stun, and you drop a flash. And your teammate peeks from here, you peek from here, life is good. Same on B side. Let's say you really suck at retaking on B. So when the enemies are attacking you with smokes like this, and you have a controller on your side, you tell them, yo, instead of dropping the default smoke, we're gonna drop a smoke right here and a smoke right here. Why? Well, listen, if all of them are gonna come from here, then we have these weird angles to defend from, like this, or defend from an angle like this. Enemies are purple, by the way, if anyone's wondering. If enemies, but the attackers will never think, oh, let's just go where the smokes aren't. They're gonna go into the smoke and they're gonna do their default execute or whatever. In this case, once again, you wanna play with your teammate and you wanna use Initiator's utility. You wait for someone to push through the smoke and then bam, flashpoint. Or maybe you're standing here, bam, stun. Another idea. Aftershock this corner to make sure that no one's there, and then high flashpoint here, or a high flashpoint here. There, you have 2 smokes like this, letting them come through his. What did I just say? I don't know. Anyways, for attackers, it's very scary. It's like, oh, go into the smoke, bam, there's a breach waiting for you, you're dead. Let's say there isn't a breach waiting for you. You want to play a little bit more safe, see what type of util they use before you do that weird stuff. I want you to imagine the 2 smokes. Here's how it might look like. You drop a weird stun. Weird stun will spread them out. Half of them will go here, half of them will go here. You aftershock this. Now they're gonna go like mid, and then you drop this flash. And you push through the smoke. And now you can fight like this. You go back into the smoke. Bam! Another flash. Okay, see how effective it is. They also made the breaches flash faster, by the way, for those who don't know. Bam, another flash. We fight again. If we feel like we don't want to fight again, we'll let them come. We'll let them come. It's okay if they go around us, because now we can play around those smokes. Our teammates will be there to rotate. Our teammates can also just flush out of CT. Let me visualize it to you. Your teammates can now flush out of CT because they don't have to worry about this angle holding them, or this angle holding them like this. So there are creative ways to defend sites even as initiator. Try to coordinate with your controller. And finally, how do you retake? Since initiators are aggressive characters, it is very fun actually to retake, and you're extremely useful on that as well. We're gonna talk about A side first. So the one thing that I recommend is taking mid control when retaking. If you can safely take mid control, whoever has mid, in my opinion, is in a really advantageous position. It's better for attackers to have mid because you can completely deny any retakes, in my opinion, if you have mid control for attackers. And if you have mid as defenders, then your chances of retaking increase significantly. The way you take mid control, we're gonna do a little bit of Sova because we have not done Sova at all. We clear all of this, we have mid. Maybe we want to clear all of these angles, just like so. This is gonna give you information where the enemies are. Depending on where the enemies are, you will adjust your util accordingly. Recon has a similar function. You drop the recon, enemies will have to break it, or they will get scaped. And when enemies break it, you know exactly which position they're gonna be playing from. Your retake pattern will look like this. This is going to be the first checkpoint. This is the first checkpoint from middle. This is going to be the second checkpoint. Doesn't matter where you're coming from. And finally, the third checkpoint is going to be either here or here. This is how you should be retaking the site. If you can safely get into these positions, you're making progress. To push into particular positions, you have to take care of particular enemy holding positions. Let's say you want to push towards this box. To do that, you have to make sure that no one's peeking you from here. You have to make sure that there's no one in this corner, no one's in this corner, and no one is holding you from here, if your pattern is to go through bridge, right? Now that we know what we have to do, we can use our util accordingly to push into each position. Just like so, our first checkpoint has been acquired, clearing this, mauling off this, and flashing this angle just in case. Now fighting this is not bad for attackers, unless there's an operator holding you. To get into this position, this pyramid position from middle, you would have to take care of this, anyone holding here, and anyone peeking from here, or here. To do that, your movement might look like this. So now, you want to move from box position all the way here, and then all the way here. To do that, you have to make sure that there's no one here, no one peeking you from this angle, and when you're crossing, no one's shooting you from any of these positions. If you're a humble fade, we throw down the C's, check left side, did it catch anyone? Doesn't look like it. We can also check it with a dog, prowler. We drop this thing as we pass, and we finally clear out the last corner. Now, ideally, once you have this position, let me show you. If you're in the third position, this is the third position, this is the second position, and this is the first position, right? If you know that there's no one in this rectangle right here, and your teammates are still far behind, for example, on the box, right behind the box here, maybe still up middle. If you have already figured out that there's no one in this rectangle, there's no reason for you to stay here. And it's actually better to go all the way back and get into this position. Before you do that, to do that, you have two ways. One, this is going to be smoked. If this is going to be smoked, you have one more job, and that's to clear out this cubby. And you can actually move towards this side. This is completely fine. If it's not smoked, then you go all the way around, use some form of a utility to clear out this cubby, and you just chill here for the rest of the round, essentially, until your teammates are in the right positions to defuse the spike. If I clear out this, and there's no smoke here, or let's say there is a smoke first of all, then we just drop very simple util, just like so, and we fight this guy. If you jump and like, oh, there's no more smoke, but I've cleared this, then you slowly and safely go all the way around. And then you clear out the last corner. And you wait here until your teammates come. Once you get to the 4th position, your job is to sit here and wait until enemies are gonna fight any of your teammates. We're gonna get close to the spike. If you see that there's contact made down this line, you're gonna want to peek out and help your team fight. And you do that until all of your team is here and they're defusing. As soon as your team fights, you fight. And if you still somehow have any utility left, obviously throwing down a molly in this exact corner is a brilliant idea. We're gonna scoot over to B main now. You want to retake B main. I'm gonna explain it in a similar fashion. First, your main priority is going to be to get into this position. This is the #1 checkpoint. To do that, you have to take care of anyone who might be peeking you from here, or anyone who might be peeking you from here or here. You can do that by simply not allowing the enemies to peek you. Damn, you've made some progress. Once you're here, spray this box for good measure. We're trying to do the same thing from middle. Bam, bam. Oh, from middle, it's gonna actually look like this. Bam, we're in the choke point. Come like this. Spam this box. Second checkpoint is going to be usually to get into this corner right here. You can go here if you want to either be faster or you have very little utility left, or basically nothing. If you have more utility left, choose the top path. If you want to get from the first checkpoint to the second checkpoint, it's going to be a little bit more difficult because now you're opening up to more angles. First is you have to pass the corridor of death right here, because there's just so many people that can be holding you down this exact line, you know what I mean? Another thing you have to make sure is that no one's going to flash and peek you from this corner and then from this corner. To make sure that doesn't happen, usually we want to do area control there, area control there, and a flash or something like that here. So now you successfully reach the second checkpoint, or if you want to play a little bit more aggressively, you go around this tube. The third checkpoint is going to be getting all the way in here or walking around like this. When getting to the third checkpoint, your main priority is going to be this rectangle if you're pushing from here, right? And if you're choosing the short path, this one, then your main priority is going to be this rectangle right here. I'm gonna show you how to travel with both. So first of all, of course, we have to clear out this close corner. I forgot to mention this close corner. So this close corner and this far corner are the two biggest problems for you. So you want to like flash or something, make sure there's no one there. And then you drop an aftershock maybe. But he's stunned. You just continue making your way down here. till you get into this, and you finally wrap around this guy. If you're choosing the shorter variation, then hopefully you have a smoke here, because if you don't, it's going to be really hard. And as I said, your biggest concern is going to be that corner right there. After that, drop like a flash here, and you clear out this corner if you really want to. Now, just like I said, it's really important you have a smoke here. If you don't have a smoke there, I suggest going all the way around like this. All part of the plan. So you don't have to face A main. If you don't have any time, and you just have to, you just have to go around, and your biggest priority is going to be that low card. So that's almost all I have for you. One more thing is, how do we get to retaking mid, right? What if there's some random guy chilling here waiting for me? Here's my recommendation. If you are a recon character like Tejo or Sova or Fade, I want you to go towards the middle areas, because you can use your eyes or like prowlers to clear out these long areas, or like a Sova dart on this corner to make sure there's no, let me make it a little bit more clear. Sova dart all the way to this corner, so you can make sure no one's lurking for you mid. Maybe you drone out this. If you have any recon initiators, go towards middle area when retaking. I mean here and here. If you're more of attacking initiators like Breach or KO. KO is slightly recon as well, by the way. It's like a mixed creature. Like if you have like a Gecko or a Breach, go towards not middle but CT sides when retaking. Understood? Alright. And that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed Happy the Coach, the greatest, make sure to keep coming back to the channel, comment and like, and I hope you learned a little bit something here. I wish you great on your journey. And if you watched this video until the end and you felt like, oh, that was really nice, I like this experience, I learned something new, I suggest you join my Valorant community. I will leave the link in the description. There are 3 different tiers, the free one and the paid one, and you can choose whichever one fits you, depending on how serious you are about improving and learning about the game. Thank you for watching again. Like the video if you enjoyed, and see you in the next one.